Assalamu alaikum. I am Zain Mustafa, founder of the Indus River Valley Institute for Research and Development based in Islamabad, IRVI. And as the year begins, I am happy to present the first document that we have created after field work for about 13 years through the Cube Edu Tours that are heritage sites which we've been taking history enthusiasts, people interested in understanding their journey of identity, the relationship between the Silk Road and the Indus River, and of course the Indian Ocean and Africa, and how 9,000 years of history really makes us who we are as Pakistanis today. So 13 years of that work, now looking at the future of sustainable tourism. Last year we worked on the Manchar Lake project for how to make the fisherfolk, the Mohannas of Manchar Lake, participate and contribute to the sustainable tourism Indus Trail of that region. And as a culminating product, my team and I have created this document. It's a 60-page document on the sustainable tourism proposal for Mohanna community of the Manchar Lake for 2024. And I wanted to show you that this is a document which is a template. It's a modular document, like a model, that we can use for sustainable tourism across the country. Not just my work, but anybody else's work. And if we just look at the table of contents, for instance, we start off with what sustainable tourism practices really mean. What are the principles, what are the opportunities, what are the challenges? We look at mapping the role of sustainable tourism practices globally. What's happening in New Zealand, what's happening in the United States, what's happening in Peru, what's happening in Canada, professional practices that one can learn from. Then we look at the discourse on the Mohannas at the Manchar Lake. What are they about? What value do they bring? Their understanding of land, of water, of life that's very difficult and cut off from the grid as we know it today. So sort of understanding and contextualizing of who they are, where they come from, their history, their relevance to us today as indigenous people. And then we look at educating sustainable tourism practices within the Mohannas, that what can we do to get them to understand their value, training them, training their guides, training their youngsters on social media, on photography, on how to tell a story, on how to create narratives, on how to regulate themselves when tourists come in, how to tell them what to do, what not to do, how to create merchandising that's modern and household friendly for our homes today with the work that they do, which is incredible. And of course, they're hugely talented. There's a lot of color being used, there's a lot of thread work. So how do we take that, all the carvings in the boats, how do we bring it into a modern idiom? So that's in here as well. Of course, we went with our two incredibly experienced consultants who are mentioned here. Also, Chef Hamza Azim, who did an incredible workshop on culinary arts, on how to take the Mohanna's food and bring it onto our tables today to fit our palates. Amne Sheikh Faruqi, obviously also from Polly and Other Stories, incredible in terms of understanding merchandising and traditional crafts across the country, how she could take what they were creating for their homes and bring it into our households today. So incredible work that they did for us on our behalf, and we're incredibly grateful to them for that. Then we also look at IRVI's role in generating awareness on sustainable tourism within the Mohannas, creating pamphlets, creating booklets, creating maps, getting other people to understand also how valuable it is that in their trips to Mohenjo-daro, to Ranikot, to Sevan, that they also include Manchar Lake. Keeping in mind that Manchar Lake has recently been revived, it's suffered enormously with pollution, and the water was really unhealthy for any kind of wildlife, the fish, the migratory birds, all of that is included in this document. And then of course we created tour packages for when people, as examples, for what kind of tour packages could be available, provided by the Mohannas, guided by them, run by them, entirely sustainable in that sense. A fabulous sort of idea created by the team at NED who we collaborated with on how to give them an alternative and secondary channel for financial stability other than fishing. So this is a document that is our first product that we're very proud of, which has been released this year. And it's a document that really we can all use on understanding the future of sustainable tourism, what IRVI can do in terms of sustainable tourism, because all this work has come from years of meeting the people, of understanding the lay of the land, the context, the cultures, the traditions. All the research that we've done through the edutores of 13 years has all been squeezed and brought into this document. So I'm hoping that this will be the first of its kind for us, but not the last, and that we will be able to do this kind of modular setup to empower other Indigenous communities across the country. Thank you.